Let me take my return out. What's up, y'all? It's Big C, and thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to break down to y'all exactly how I booked my 2-week vacation to Guatemala. All by myself. I didn't have a travel agent. I didn't have no help. It was just me. I just did my own research and I booked everything. Because a lot of y'all was asking me, how did you book this trip to Guatemala? How did you do this? How did you do that? And I really just got on Google. Google, y'all. Google is the answer, okay? So today I'm gonna tell y'all what I did to book my trip. How I booked my excursions, flights, rooms, outlet, transportation outlet. So I'm about to tell y'all how I booked. First off, if y'all want to purchase this hair, I'm wearing Brazilian straight from the Simply Boss hair collection. I just got a natural sew-in. All my edges out. I haven't worn a sew-in in years. This hair blends really well with your natural hair. This is Brazilian straight and 28 inches. 28 inches comes out. If y'all want to buy some hair, let's go to CynthiaBoss.com. Cop this hair. I'll put the link to the website in the description box. And let's get to the video. And I got a list here, so I don't forget nothing. I wrote everything down for y'all. So, first thing I did was I decided where I wanted to go. You can't plan to go anywhere if you don't know where you're going. So for me, it was just so overwhelming to choose, honestly, because I want to go everywhere. Everywhere looks exciting to me, intriguing to me. So I took my time and just really thought about where I wanted to go. How did I do that? I got on Google. And so, okay, depending on the kind of trip you want to go on, like if you want to go somewhere tropical, you should research tropical vacations, tropical destinations. If you want to go somewhere more adventurous, you would just look up adventurous destinations, adventurous vacation. Wherever you want to go, be specific in your search and what you're looking for. And look that up. So how did I find Guatemala? I Googled the world map and literally just went around the globe, and whatever country that I saw, whatever name of a country that I saw that like I never heard of before or that just seemed interesting to me, I clicked on it and I just researched it. I looked up whether it was safe for tourists to go to. I looked up their culture. I looked up the things to do there, just everything. I literally just researched everything on whatever. How did I find Guatemala? I looked up, what did I look up? I don't know what I looked up in particular for Guatemala. I just know I saw it on the map. And first I came across the Galapagos Islands. I saw those and I'm like, oh, I want to go there. And then I just looked at all the surrounding areas, and then I found Guatemala, and Guatemala just looked like it was just so rich in culture. And I've never been on a vacation where it was like really culture based. You know, a lot of people go to Jamaica and like Puerto Rico and, you know, the typical places people vacation to. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go somewhere different. So I found Guatemala. They had all these colorful towns, all these colorful buildings. The architecture was stunning to me. So even though I was overwhelmed with where to choose, I just narrowed it down to a couple, and then I chose Guatemala. So step one, decide. Decide where you want to go. I kind of already went over this in step one. Step two, research the place. So is it safe for travelers? Me, I am a part of the LGBTQ community. So I looked up whether it was safe for my people to visit. That's very important because a lot of countries, they don't play that shit. And me, I am feminine presenting. You would just assume that I was straight. It's a little bit easier for me to get around. Like, I can be more discreet about mine just because of how I present. But like, if I wanted to go over there with my boo, obviously me and my boo are going to be, you know, kind of affectionate in public. And it's just, these days, it's just very important to know whether the place you're going to vacation to, if they are easy upon that type of stuff. So that's super important. You have to be safe when you're traveling. So, oh, get on YouTube. YouTube is the place. Google is cool as fuck, but YouTube, you get on YouTube, you research the specific place you want to go, and you can see other people's vlogs about the country. You literally can just see everything on YouTube. You can see the actual area, the specific area you want to go to. You can see that on YouTube. YouTube is an amazing way to find out good places to stay, good places to shop, where you should and shouldn't go. Like, you really gotta, YouTube is like an encyclopedia with pictures and videos. It's perfect. Read some articles, read some blogs online about the place you want to go. Anything older than maybe like 2-3 years. Let's say anything older than 3 years, I would kind of like stray away from, because things change rapidly. So yes, read articles. Just, if it's really that important to you, you really want to get a feel for the place before you go, just so you don't come in blindsided into a whole new country. The duration of your stay. You want to find out what's the ideal time to stay at the place you're going to eat. You don't want to book a trip to a place for a week or 2 weeks when you only need to be there a couple days. Nope. So when I looked up Guatemala, it was so many things to do, so many different villages and places to see. The average time that someone should spend there is about 10 days on the low end. And I read that in my research, and it's literally true. Because when I went over there, we stayed for 10 days, 10 or 12 days we stayed. And that was barely enough. Unless you're doing something every single day while you over there, that's still not enough time, because each town, each community has so much to offer. So many things to do. You can climb volcanoes, so much sightseeing. We didn't even scratch the surface. I'm gonna tell y'all about Guatemala. We didn't even scratch the surface when we went over there. When you look up the things to do there, look up the length of time that you should be staying so you can get the full experience. So if you only have time for a 5-day vacation, go to a place like that. If you have time for a month-long vacation, go to a place where you can spend a month and just like really indulge in everything. Let's see. Step number 3, look up flights. Look up your flights as early as you can. One way to look up flights is Hopper. With Hopper, you can put in dates and destinations, and they will track the flight for you. So if the flight is a little bit out of your price range today, if you have Hopper track that flight, it'll give you like updates every day, every couple days, to let you know when the price is dropped, if you should buy right that moment, or if you should wait because the price is going to drop, or if you should wait because the price went up. They also have y'all, you know, you can put flights on layaway. They have, what is it called? Hold on. It's called Pay Later Travel. I don't think you even have to put any money down with Pay Later Travel. I'm not sure. I just know. Oh, no, wait. I don't think that they do a credit check. You do. I'm sure you got to put something down, but I don't think they check your credit, and then you could just pay on a monthly basis. But Double check that yourselves, because I'm not absolutely certain on all the details with pay later travel. Pay later travel, and ooh, what's the other one? Uplift. You can put your flight on layaway with Uplift. With Uplift, I think they do a credit check. Either way, which one? I don't know. Hey, they both might do credit checks, y'all. I'm not 100% sure. I just know one of them says that they don't do a credit check, and another one says that they do. Either way, those are some things you can look into utilizing to get in your flight. If you don't have all your money to give it right then and there, you can put your flight on layaway. Step number 4, find your lodging. Are you gonna stay in the Airbnb? Are you gonna stay in the hotel? Let me tell you how you can book your hotel and pay for it when you get to the property. You ain't gotta put no money down on it. Booking.com. If y'all have never heard of Booking.com, you can get on Booking.com and look up a hotel, and you can book that hotel without putting any money down. But it'll tell you like clear as day if money is required down, and a lot of the times it's not. You literally won't have to pay for your room until you get to the property. Or if you want to pay it before then, you can. But you can book that room. You just have to have a credit card on file. You can book that room, and you ain't gotta pay nothing right now. So you don't have to come out of a lot of money planning your trip, like up front. Get on Booking.com, book your hotel for free. Airbnb. I got an Airbnb when I went to Guatemala. And did you know that with some Airbnbs, they'll just let you put a percentage of the total of the room down? That's what I did. It came to around $600. And I only put $150 down when I booked it. And I didn't have to put the rest down until about a week before we were set to arrive. Planning your excursions. How do you plan excursions? How did I plan my excursions in Guatemala? Google. I got on Google. I looked up excursions in Guatemala, did my research, looked at the best companies to go with. I got on Facebook, looked at the Facebook reviews. I got on YouTube. I looked at people who actually worked with the company and booked through them. Yes, look them up on Facebook and Google. The best way to find excursions and tours and stuff is through Vader. Vader is so amazing. We booked, well, what did we find? We found paragliding. Find paragliding depending on where you're going, if they offer that. We booked the village tour. If y'all didn't see the Guatemala vlogs, it's 2 of them. It's part 1 and part 2. I'll link the videos to the Guatemala vlogs in the description box. Y'all can check that out. We found a very good tour guide to take us around Guatemala on Vader. Vader is legit. Trust me. Oh, and when you're looking to book with people to do excursions, make sure they got some reviews. I'm big on reviews. If I don't see no reviews, I'm not booking, because I don't know if y'all good. I don't know if y'all real. That's why YouTube is so great. That's why Facebook is so great, because you can see reviews. So check to see if the people got reviews. If they got good reviews, go with them. Step number 6, research transportation methods. Research how you get around the town, wherever you're going. How do people get around? It's so important to research that, because in Guatemala, like in the city part, you can get around with a do they have Lyft or Uber? Is it both? What do we use? It was Uber. Uber is prominent in Guatemala. They have Uber and then they have taxi. So I would suggest that you go, if you're going like somewhere out of the country, I would suggest that you take an Uber or a Lyft, mainly because the ride can be tracked. So it's pretty safe, but you want to be safer. Lyft, Uber, wherever you're going, check that out. Check out if they get around with taxis. Check out if it's cool to walk. Another way that you can book transportation depending on where you're going. So the way we did our vacation in Guatemala, we stayed in the city and part of our trip. The other part of our trip, we went off into like the countryside by the lakes and where all the volcanoes were. And Ubers typically don't go out there just because it's so far and it's a lot of hills, a lot of mountains and stuff to go up. So it's kind of challenging for a car to get to where we went. Thankfully, we got an Uber, y'all. I don't even think I told y'all the story about us getting up to the other side of Guatemala with an Uber. We had to book like, y'all, I got so scared, I'm not gonna lie. Cause we booked what? Maybe like 2 or 3 Ubers before one of the Uber drivers really came and really agreed to take us out there. The first Uber driver we booked, he accepted the ride, and I think he like canceled it soon after. So that scared me. We booked another one right after. That Uber driver couldn't find the hotel we were staying at, so he canceled. Y'all, I was about to lose my mind at that. But then, and not to mention there's a language barrier there. They don't really speak English. We don't speak Spanish, so we were just using translator apps, and just it was kind of stressful. I don't know what I would have done if I was by myself. I might have still made it, but I'm glad I didn't go by myself because I was supposed to go by myself originally, but things end up changing. So yes, make sure wherever you're going, just check out the transportation. What's the best way to get around? Also, book transportation with this company called Daytrip. Daytrip is amazing. When we came back from the volcanoes, check it out. There were no Ubers around coming back from the side of Guatemala with all the volcanoes and the lakes. There were no Ubers around. So we had to book a private car, a private shuttle. Daytrip is amazing. So with Daytrip, you put in where you want to go, when you want to go, and the company, they find a driver for you. So all you got to do is put your info in, and the company will find a driver for you. And the price wasn't bad. It's amazing too because, so say you're going to one place. If you want to make stops in between, you can do that. You can sightsee in between. Like, it's a whole experience with Daytrip. When we left Guatemala, we were in the city of Solola, which is where the volcanoes and the lakes are. When we were leaving Solola, we booked a ride through Daytrip. We were coming from Solola back to Guatemala City, and that's like a 2-hour drive. It was about a 2-hour ride. And our driver took us through Antigua. He took us to see just a couple little landmarks in between before we got to Guatemala City. It was a wonderful experience. So you can book public transportation with Uber or Lyft, and you can book private transportation through Daytrip. I think Vivator has transportation too. You can book transportation and shuttles. Yep, you can book shuttles and private transportation through Vivator. So Uber, Lyft, Vivator, and Daytrip all are great options. Yeah, that's it. So it's really nothing to it. It's not as hard as you think. You don't need a travel agent to book your own trip. All you need is some patience. Patience and research. Patience, research, Google, YouTube. That's it. Y'all, you can do anything. You can do anything by yourself. It's whether you want to do it. If you got the patience for it. If you don't have the patience for it, then that's cool. Find a travel agent. If not, if you got the time, if you got the patience, like me, I got the vacations. I don't know. I just like doing stuff like that. And the thing is with that, you don't have to overwhelm yourself and do everything in one day. But you do want to give yourself time from the time you want to go to the time you thinking about going somewhere and to the time you actually going. You want to give yourself enough time to just do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit next week. And before you know it, your trip is booked. So if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, if y'all want me to go into more detail about anything else, if you want me to make a video about something else pertaining to traveling and booking your own trip, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.